Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your love and relationship reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me offering you a reading. This person is not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything. Do not be scammed. With that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself become calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Pisces. Love and relationships, Pisces. Love and relationships, Pisces. Love and relationships, Pisces. Love and relationships, Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly. Angels. Ooh. And spirit guides. Angels. And spirit guides. Fantastic. And let's look at your chakra energy for this time. Pisces. Love and relationships. Pisces. Love and relationships. Pisces. Love and relationships. Pisces. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay, fantastic. So we have here the I Am Presence, which is my absolute favorite chakra card. It is the crown chakra. And then we have Clarity, the third eye chakra. Let's see what the tarot has to say. The Seven of Pentacles and the Emperor, Aries energy, March 21st to April 19th is the time frame. This is also, if you were born Pisces on the cusp with Aries, your Aries is really going to be showing through, or wherever it is within your natal chart. We then have the moon, Pisces, this is you coming right through. I love it. This is the essence of you. You're represented by the moon in the major arcana, by the cups in the minor arcana, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. This is what you've been working so hard towards. We have the Queen of Pentacles, which is Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Three of Swords. It's kind of like the prosperity of love has been disappointing at times. Not for everybody, but no, there's just a heartbreak here that has leaked forward. We have the Seven of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, okay? The repeat of the number 7, lies during this time, absolutely called out. There's a sense of needing and being guided towards truth. This also means that if you kind of like stumble over things, people will definitely call you out, which would be annoying. But there is also a sense here of people in your life who lie to you, who don't look at the truth of what you desire and what you need. That becomes a point of contention for you. That becomes a frustration that really does need to be considered during this time. Okay. So let's start off with the crown chakra. Start off talking about your chakra energy. The crown chakra, with the I am presence, says, how is it that I speak of myself to myself? How is it that I think? What is it that I'm building within my mind that is building my world? So the I am presence is, I am smart, I am prosperous, I am beautiful, I am sexy, I am worthy of love. But it is also, I'm an idiot. I can't believe I let that fall through my fingers. I'll never meet another person quite like that person. I'm a failure. I'll die alone. It's always going to be hard. I'm never going to get to where I want to be. And people say, Dane, why do you say the negative as well as the positive? Just say the positive. We already know the negative. True. But sometimes, do we know how negative we actually are being to ourselves? Are we as aware of that? Because I know me, when I hear people say, I am smart, I am lovely, I am sexy, I am beautiful, I'm like, yes, I am. And then if they don't say the negative, I'm like, wow, I have such a good mindset. Well done, me. But if they say the negative, I'm like, oh, I said that. Oh, I get really harsh on myself. Oh, I don't love myself all the time. Oh, I wish I had a different body. I wish I had a different this. I wish I had a different that. So the crown chakra is, what crown are you wearing? Is it broken? Is it tarnished? Is it tired? What are we crowning ourselves with? Because it should be power and prosperity and love and passion. And as we look at that, we look at what we're crowning ourselves with, openly and honestly. I mean, it's saying, do the heartbreaks still define us? Is it the hurt and the pain that we sit in, we stew in, we meditate upon? Because it's the act of meditation is the act of thought and connecting. So we can meditate while we're washing the dishes, while we're, going through the car wash, that we're not enough. Or is it that I see the heartbreak, I see the pain, I see the disappointment, but I'm open to my prosperity. I get to move forward in the unity of my abundance, and that brings forward the clarity. The third eye chakra opens. A clarity comes, an understanding comes, a power comes that gets to be part of life. Not part of outrage, not part of despair, not part of anger, but part of beauty and connection and life and reason. The third eye opens, and we get to see. And it brings forward what we truly desire within our existence, within our souls, within ourselves. And it brings us to the Seven of Pentacles. This is divine patience, right? This is saying trust in God time, or in divine time, rather than our time. And that is so hard, and I hate it. I have to tell you, I hate it. I hate sitting there and thinking, oh, divinity has a plan, yeah, sure. Why haven't I seen it? What about all the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments, the way you've been pushed out of your comfort zone, the way we've been forced to live through things that we don't want to live through? What is that growing inside of us? What is that bringing us towards that we don't see normally? What are we opening our minds to? What are we opening the doors to that gets to be more than what we realize? The Seven of Pentacles is saying we can force everything to be on our time, most definitely. But if we get it on our time, exactly when we demand it, will it be as sweet if we say, divinity, I give it to you. I can't control this. I can't reason this out. I don't know what's happening. I feel lost and adrift. And the more I try to control it, the more I try to push it one way, it goes the other. I get to embrace the calm, the peace, and the power that comes from love, that comes from understanding, that embodies me. And it moves us then to the Emperor. It moves us, and I love this because I love the sacred masculine, I have to say. It's sexy, it's powerful, it's purposeful within us. And when we embrace the sacred masculine, we embrace such a powerful aspect of life. It's saying, no, this is what I want. This is who I am. This is the throne that I sit on. This is the life that I rule. And I get to move forward. It's being an alpha within your existence, but not being, a bully, because they're two totally different things. It's looking at the way that you're moving forward. It's looking at what you're moving forward towards. And as we embrace this general energy, because Aries is the god of war. Think of him as the general, the leader of the war we have within our lives. And life is a battle. Life is hard. Traversing our path, finding our way forward is difficult. The Emperor, our passion, our fire, our determination, our spark, gets to be looked at openly and honestly. And we get to say, this is me. This is what excites me. This is what moves me forward. This is what I desire. And so often we think, all right, so we just have to amp things up a notch, right? We just have to embrace more and more and more. But what Spirit says, and what I'm a firm believer of, and I will shout the praises of it forever, Karatza is the art of non-orgasmic sex, which seems counterintuitive, counterproductive. But with the Emperor, if you look and you have intimate knowledge of what you're ruling over, of the power that you are asserting within your life over your domain, over the connection you have with your partner, if you're single, over the connection you have with yourself, over what you want, your sensuality, your passion of being, your desire, your truth, your fire, that becomes a game changer. If we start with Karatza, if we start with the art of caressing, if we start with the art of stepping into our truth, stepping into our passion, and looking at the person next to us if we're in relationships and saying, I can see us becoming closer. It's kind of like, as well as I can reason it, it's like two becoming one. And we talk about this all the time. Oh, two became one, and it's so wonderful, and that's what love is. And we chase it. And if two became one was reached through orgasm, was reached through heightened, acrobatics in sex, that sounds like, okay, easy enough to do. Maybe not the heightened acrobatics, but if you could have more orgasms and that equaled better connection, more closeness, becoming closer, and a happiness within the self. So either you're in a relationship or you're not, then it seems like an easy fix. But it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. It's the connection that we're missing, not only in relationships, not only in ourselves, but in the world in general. We're missing that connection. And this is teaching us how to connect fully, powerfully, and beautifully with one person of our choosing. And this is being vulnerable in a way that chasing an orgasm doesn't make us vulnerable, in a way that watching porn doesn't make us vulnerable. And there's nothing against either one of those things. It's just simply saying, how do I get the most passion, the most beauty, the most meaning out of my life? And how do I connect in a way that the world opens, that I open to myself? And it brings us then to the moon. It brings us the essence of Pisces, of you. And what we're seeing here at the essence of us is our fears, our doubts, our hopes, our dreams. What we fear. Once we have looked at that fear, once we have named that fear, once we see that fear, we get to understand. I fear being overwhelmed. I fear losing myself to another person. I fear that I'll never be in a relationship, so I have to settle. I fear that I'm losing myself in this relationship. I fear that we'll never be as close as we once were. The moon makes us face fears. And when we're defined by facing fears, facing the quiet, facing the darkness, there becomes power in that. Because when we face fears, they become the warriors that stand beside us. They become our allies. They become the strength that says, well, you already did this. You already walked through this hell. You already faced this monster. What is this? What is this to you? You can do this, absolutely. And that's what you're going to see here. You're going to see yourself starting to be aligned with your deepest desires, your passions, your connections, your joys, your esteem. And that leads you when we're embracing love and we're embracing a relationship and relationships. This is love for life. This is love of self. This is love of relationships. This is love of intimacy. And it's our relationships with not only our partners or our one-day partners, but with everybody we meet. When we step into our sensuality, when we own our being honestly and openly, there becomes nothing that we can't do. There becomes no power that can't be moved forward in. And it leads us to looking at all our hard work, our efforts, our discoveries of self, saying, oh, I'm this, and then finding out, oh, no, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm more this, and, questioning and seeking and searching and discovering. So the Eight of Pentacles is our hard work paying off, our blood, sweat, and tears paying off. And it's looking at what it is that we greatly desire and saying, if I face my fears, if I look at my heart and look within my mind, I know it's holding me back, okay? Then my hard work, it pays off. It becomes the last kind of piece that was holding you back, and you can see yourself shoot forward. And it brings you into prosperity, bounty, and success. The bounty that you are creating within this world, the success that you are nurturing and moving forward in and saying, this gets to be mine. The Queen of Pentacles gets to embrace her success and prosperity and abundance, gets to plant the seeds that embody her world. And that's what you're doing. You're embracing the seeds that embody your world, that you plant within your soul, that you grow within yourself. And it says, this is me. That's what we're doing. We're holding it here at our heart chakra. We're holding it here within our desires and our joys and our truths and our questions and our seekings and our findings. We're planting our truth. And we're seeing how nurturing that truth moves us in directions we could hardly have imagined. And it brings us to the Three of Swords. It brings us to the heartbreak and the disappointment and the anger and the chaos that has held us back, that has kept us silent, that has kept us from moving forward the way that we want to, we need to, and we would love to. The Three of Swords are the times we have loved, openly and honestly and truly, and not been loved back. The times we have trusted only to be betrayed, only to be devastated. The Three of Swords is hurt and chaos. And they're the wounds that never fully heal because they run so deep. But once we see them, once we name them, once we look at them, they don't get to come and spoil everything all the time, because we're planting seeds that are greater than they could ever be. And it brings us to the Seven of Cups. It brings us to our dreams. At the root of all of this is what we dream within our lives, within our love, what we dream love would be. We're the princesses or the heroes of love. And then what we find out love is, when we doubt and we fear and we question and we feel overwhelmed. The Seven of Cups sees us, sees the dreams that we hold on to and think they don't get to be part of the world, sees the greater wishes that we have, and says, it's time to embrace it. It's time to embrace what you love and what you want. It's time to look at what you desire openly and honestly, and open up your heart to your truth. And as we do so, as we look at love and say, well, what is it that I want love to be? What is it that I dream of love being? Is it another person completely completing us? Because in order to be completely completed, it's odd, but we have to be complete already. We have to be a full piece of the puzzle. And then we find the other half coming in. It's like we have to be fully realized. And that can sound like such a contradiction, because it's like, how much work, how much time, how much effort is that going to take? It's not that we have to be perfect. It's that what we have to know ourselves and love ourselves. Because if we don't, who will? If we don't, who will look at us and say, well, that's everything I want? The doubt, the fear, the chaos. Unless it's somebody with as much doubt and fear and chaos as we have. So it's getting to embrace our hearts, our passions, our souls, ourselves, and finding that in embracing where we stand, we don't have to balance everything anymore. We find our unity, we find our connection, and things become in harmony. And sometimes everything that we're trying to balance to make everything perfect, we have to let go and say, it is time to look at what I need, at what I want, at what my heart, longs for, and stand in my truth. And as I stand in my truth and I know what I fight for within love and what divinity is growing within me, I can see my hard work, my time, my effort paying off. And I can see myself calling forward a love greater than any fairy tale. It brings us to the subconscious message, the subconscious chakra message. Unity. Universal light. This is the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above the crown. This is what shines down. You become the light. You shine with the passion that you want within life. And it brings us to the subconscious tarot message, which is the 8 of Swords. As you shine with the brilliant light of what you love, desire, and want within your life, the 8 of Swords shows us that we're caged. Shows us that until we look at the doubts and the fears that we have, until we own them and name them, until we get out of our own heads and say, this is me. I love me. Maybe not all the time, but I love who I am. I have dreams for where I'm headed. And I understand the path and the past that has forged me. I will not be caged in past hurts, past disappointments, angers, despairs. The swords form a cage, but they leave enough space to walk out of that cage. I get to walk out of the trappings of my mind and into the passion and the desire of my heart. The repeat of the number 8 says that you will take this time astoundingly seriously. Don't take it so seriously. Let joy, let laughter, let beauty, let expression come forward. All right, Pisces. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy. As we know that the divine timing that is around us and guiding us brings us towards a throne of power, of truth, and of essence of self. We look at the pain that has held us back. We look at the dreams that we so deeply hold on to. And we see how the shattering of the stranglehold of pain brings us into a world we didn't think got to be ours. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Pisces.